Welcome back to the Hard Times First Saturday One Pocket. This is January 2nd, 2016. Up next, we have King Kong Bernardo Chavez versus Frank the Barber Almanza. And we have Truman joining us on commentary today. Truman, take it away.
One day my nickname's going to have something about shoes involved in it, I think. This is the hot seat, right?
Yeah, I believe so. So they're going race to 2.
Good break. It's got the cue ball nice and snug to the rail, and the 6 ball is nowhere near makeable. He can fan off the 6, come between the 12-9, and get the cue ball on the other rail. Potentially, it looks like he has that as a last ditch resort. Maybe playing off the 2. That's a good shot. Doubled him up. Doubled him up. He's got a threat up and down. Not a lot of real estate left for Frank to maneuver the cue ball through, and anything he does is going to have to go through the 2 ball. Almost has to kick 2 rails in between the 9 and the cushion. I happen to be looking right down the barrel, so there is room between the 1 ball and the corner pocket for him to kick through their 2 rails if he decides that that's necessary. Of course, he could try and jam the 2 ball into the edge of the 6 and play a slot machine. But you never know when those 2 balls are going to collide and something's going to stop right where they hit. That was a pretty good shot. Followed through the 2 balls smoothly, got to the other side of those balls. Left him doubled up on the 12, I think. The 9 ball slightly blocks it, that is. This is okay. Yeah, he puts him in the stack. I don't see what would have been wrong with fanning the 6 ball, putting the cue ball on the other side of the stack, and having the 6 ball just a little bit closer to his pocket. He didn't really open anything up. he's only elevated over the 3-ball. When I say only, not like it's fun to be elevated over a ball, but he can reach the cue ball. If he had been elevated, from, say, the direction of where the 15 ball is, then he has a hard time. Like from there, it's really hard to make a sufficient bridge, but he's got it. All right. He could play the 9 off the edge of the 6, get the 9 ball just a little bit closer, play the cue ball 2 rails. And if he wants to get cutesy, he could try and get the cue ball onto the 14. Or he could just try and make it. It's not bad. So Frank will use the 12 to make the 6, and then he'll have the cue ball come up and knock the 9 away. And the odds of the 12 ball staying where the 6 are pretty slim. It's just going to be difficult bridging, but even if he commits a foul, what's he going to do? Spot up King Kong's ball? Great. Something like that. What would be interesting is if he had deliberately moved 2 balls in the course of that inning being jacked up, which would have made it a foul also, which would have spotted King Kong's ball. It is a foul if you move 2 balls. See what I'm saying? Now he's got the handcuffs off. He can start trying to develop his side or leave King Kong something tough. Tough enough to where he can start developing his side. He's got to get some balls on his side. Kick away the 9. Okay. I don't know if this is a good. I don't know that you can just outpatient King Kong and just count on him to make drastic mistakes that are going to let you out-chess him. He's got enough offense to where the little knitting and bunting game over time just might not pay off. He's got a bank here that he could twist in with inside possibly. Okay. But he did have a bank there where he could have put the cue ball on the end rail. The only shot that he would have left Frank would have been the 1 ball, which with the amount of balls, the 9, 13, 8, and 2 are open for Bernardo, so it looks a little congested, but obviously, if you got an open shot, and if he doesn't, stub his toe, he can certainly do a little damage right now. And now Frank just helped him some more, put another ball on his side. Frank's a smart player, so he's got to see that the trend here is going to be such that he's going to get in a trap that denies him. Wow, I'm surprised by that. Bernardo let him just see directly at his position and wreck it. He can skim off the side of the 11 and billiard into the other ball and clear out a couple, billiard into the 10. If it lays that way, it looks pretty thin actually on the monitor. But if nothing else, he can shoot straight at the 9 and remove the 9 and put the cue ball up against the rail. That was okay. Didn't really do him a lot of good. He should have just come up against the side rail. Now he's got a bank. If he'd have been on the side rail, he wouldn't have had much of a bank. He turned that in nicely. This 9 ball looks easy, but there's enough cling and distance here to where you gotta hit this crisp. You can't like float it in and bobble it in softly off the rail. You gotta hit it good. And what you want to do is hit it soft so you get a shot on the 1. That's a good hit. That's a really good hit. I'm very surprised that he beat Bernardo to the shot. Bernardo did hit that bank well, but anyway, I do like coming all the way down with inside English and getting on the bank, which leads to the 2 ball. Nice shot. Well, I think he can cross over this ball with inside, but he might wind up going right towards the 2 ball, so he'll just have to cinch the 12. But it's worth it right there. Even if he doesn't, I mean, obviously you'd rather make the ball, but he still kind of protected that ball. Bernardo's going to hit this with inside. Oh, he miscued. That's, that might have been one of the few ways he could have lost this game. So it's going to be 4-1 in a second at minimum. I don't see what else Frank's going to be able to get aside from these 2 balls. I mean, I realize the 4 is makeable and you could make a combo or a bank, but he's definitely going to get to 4-1 here. No, he's pretty thin here. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If he goes through there, he could come off the edge of the 15 and then stop into the 11 and get a shot on the 4. Okay. He's got 4 right now. And on this bank, he'd love to double him up on the 10-5 and just lag the 15 over, but principally play to leave him tripled up if he possibly could. He might have the angle to run into the 10. In which case, if he makes the bank, he's on the 5. Yeah, that's just about what I liked, but I mean, it's hard to overspun it? No. And it's banking short in here. I like playing the 10 into the, you're straight in. I like playing the 10 into the side of the 14. The 14 might go, the 10 ball comes out. You're right behind the 5 and the rest of the cluster, so if something does get near your pocket, you're good. This isn't a guarantee that you make this ball, and if you miss it, it costs you a bundle. Great shot. He's going to have to make another good shot for it to be more valuable than a ball, but great shot. Come down with inside if he wants to really twirl at it and get on the 14. Wow. Frank's impressive. I think he needs 2. Yeah, he needs 2. But he can lose this game, no problem. Everything is over there. All he has to do is make one mistake here. And he's exactly where King Kong wants him, and that is straight in on everything that's into his pocket. So he has to come off of a thin edge at slow speed, which means you're betting on how the table rolls and having to play perfect lines. It's a nice shot. But King Kong's going to cross over that ball, put the cue ball up in this corner, and he wants to leave him on the rail. And if anything, he'd love to touch the 7-3 or the 8-4 and rearrange that furniture just a little bit, because those balls then he doesn't have to break out. You see how he wants to leave him straight in on his pocket through all the balls. It makes it real tough. Never lets the anxiety down on Frank here. He was bummed because Frank could shoot straight through those balls at the 14. And he's right to be bummed, because he's a little unlucky for Frank to get to shoot through everything and just shoot straight at that. He's really not getting good rolls here with little nudges. When everything comes and congests next to your pocket, it's just the pool gods. What are you going to do? Frank could take a swing at this 14. He doesn't have, he could leave the cue ball on the end rail. It's a nice hit. It's going to be close no matter what. So King Kong's at a point where he knows Frank's going to start sending stuff up table. So he's got to either get a ball near his pocket, or he's just got to go all out. But if he leaves Frank on that side of the table, Frank's going to start moving everything up table. If Frank starts moving everything up table, King Kong's got to just go for broke. You're not going to beat somebody, 7-0 with everything up table, obviously. Rail the 14. Do whatever you have to do with the cue ball in order to keep it as blocked as you can. But I think he's got a 2-railer on it. There's a little bit of risk of him coming through that gap and leaving King Kong a shot on the 5. So he might not play it. He might just, yeah, play his conservative. Now, King Kong can rearrange that. He missed an opportunity there. If he'd have hit the 5 just a little fuller, he'd have gotten the cue ball to the same place, but he could have broken up the 4-8 some. Right now, even if he gets a shot, there's no guarantee he breaks those out and runs them out. Now he's in trouble because Frank can easily start moving everything up table. Couldn't get the cue ball back on the other side without giving Frank a shot at the 7 ball. Which Alex? Everything gets up table. Now it's going to take some real heady play for King Kong to get multiple balls back down at the same time. And at this point, I mean, what really... Well, that's a good shot. But, I mean, it's going to be tricky for Bernardo to get a shot, run some balls, get another one in play. It happens. Obviously, there's a reason he's not conceding the game, but he got a little bit of a roll there, and now he's back in that situation where he's got Frank up table and a ball near his pocket. He's got to keep a ball near his pocket, and he's got to keep Frank up table. So he's got to bank the 14 ball here. Five ball's going to get close. 5 ball's almost in. And 5 ball might be protected by the 8, which could make things a little bit interesting finally. Now he could follow through the 7 ball with inside. He's going to kick the 5, but don't think he got a rail.
I don't think he did either.
I mean, Bernardo slept that one. Good shot. Puts a little pressure on your opponent there. You know, if there's nothing that Frank can do, just give him the ball. I don't see any reason to try and make this ball unless he can take the 10 out at the same time. No, that's a bad shot unless it goes in. Wow.
That's it. That's 8.
You sure?
That's 8.
Okay.
POVPOOL would like to thank Kamui Tips, Tiger Products, Marty Carey's Jump Cue, and Checkio today for sponsoring the stream for this event. I'd also like to thank Truman for coming in and spending his time with us. Because God knows you guys don't want me to commentate one pocket.
And God knows I don't have anything else to do anyway. But I'd like to thank Kamui Tips, not as a sponsor, but as a person who uses one. I think it plays pretty well. It gets good traction. I don't miss cue very much with it. I mean, of course, like anything, you're going to have to scuff it up sometimes. But it's a good product. I think the name is a funny name. I don't know how they came up with the name. That's their business. But the product is pretty good. And I am not a paid spokesperson. This is a pretty powerful break against an opponent who can run balls well. I mean, I can't quite see, but he could conceivably follow straight through the 14 with outside, but it's super hard. The ball massays and squirrels around a little bit, but he only needs to get below the 9 ball. You know, he doesn't have to get. That's one option. Another option is he could just come across the top of the 13 ball and put the cue ball on the rail. And I mean, if you got to freeze it to the rail, but if you can freeze the cue ball to the end rail, you can't do much more than cinch the 9 ball. And if he fails at cinching the 9, well, Frank can run some from there. So it is a pressure position. I don't like jacked up here at all. Pretty good shot. Still think he's going to get the worst of it, though. He can shoot a combo here. He can play the ball off of another ball. He can stick him back again. There's a lot of options here. I have no idea why he'd even look this way unless he's going to play like a couple rails and try and put the cue ball back roughly where it was. Because he could play the 4 ball off the 3 ball, or play the 4 ball off the 3 and off the 9. I mean, but yeah, he tried to put it back to where it was. But if you can do that, then you should never lose a leg. That was a hard shot. I saw Efren shoot a ball where he played a billiard off another billiard. You know, of course, you know that angle where if you touch the ball, you scratch off of it. So we all know where that magic line is of object balls, where if you touch any of them, you automatically scratch. Well, he saw that, but the only way he could get to it was off of another billiard. Kind of looked like maybe he had something like that, but probably not. And he's at the table, and I'm sitting level with the table 20 feet away. Looks like he can hit the 9 ball even. He can hit the side of the 9 and play it towards the 3, yeah. That's good. Some point might become relevant to see if the 9's frozen or if the 11's frozen. That's the shot there.
I'm not from here. Oh, you're not from here? Yeah.
Yep. Oh, and he got the 5-ball loose over onto his side of the table, which completely changes King Kong's options. So much so that right now he would love to play a billiard on something, unless he's got a shot. Okay, but anyway, I mean, you gotta. It only takes one ball on your opponent's side to take away, 75% of your choices.
Oh, you don't imagine in Hong Kong, for example, they have 24-hour TV on Brook. 24 hours. They have one channel that exclusively.
Great shot. Happy New Year to you too, my friend. Good to see you.
It's been every day
Well, he's got to hope he hits that 14 ball. So, if that one ball affects Frank's bridge at all, which I don't think it does, but if it does, also it looks like the cue ball might be running into the right-hand half of the 6 ball if he makes the 5, or maybe the 10 if he hits it a little harder. Now this is surprising. He's playing the 14. More effective than I would have thought. But I'm still surprised he didn't play the 5, because he could have gotten on to the 6 ball, now that I look at it. Gotta get on the rail. Well, he's giving him that shot again. And if Frank did the last time what he believes is the right shot, then I have to assume he's going to shoot the 13 ball right now and follow forward. And yeah, it looks like that's what he's considering.
It looks not that tough, because the rule is a lot different.
All right. Going for the gusto. He's up 1-0. He's got a chance at getting about 4 or 5 balls here. So, looks to me like 6-3, 14, and then figure out what you can do from there. Well, that was nice. He got on that ball. That means now he can use the 3 ball to get up on the 12, as long as he can be sure enough that he's not going to sell out the 2.
really upset if you didn't go down again.
Wow.
And there are 6 or 7 of them.
Well, this is not.
Come every Saturday morning.
I mean, it's pretty tough. He shouldn't shoot the combo.
Shoot up. All they do is really want to it's really fun watching it. So what brings you over here? Well, a little bit.
All right.
2 years.
Put the cue ball on the end rail. I like drawing this to the side rail with outside, get on the end rail. Yeah.
He was a friend with if you don't hear him, just watch him play, you would think he's a conscious artist. Because he's so much into it. You only have 3 fingers in the hand.
This could actually be more
But when you
productive.
hear him, he mumble jump.
Okay.
So if you watch
Well,
him
that is
play,
a pretty big shot because Frank's over the 15.
you would think that he's a
Frank's probably going to have to skim off a ball, go to the side rail, and back down to the end rail. Maybe off the top of the 1.
That's why I'm saying there are people that do different things, but they enjoy doing the special things just because throwing the bowling ball in the gutter appears to be easier than hit the pin. But they have fun doing that.
You know,
So the Wagner story,
the 10 ball's high enough to where he could actually thin off the 15 and bring the cue ball down to the end rail. This might be riskier.
I was 100% correct.
I lost. Yes, I lost to Santos, so keep it cool.
All right.
Appreciate any donation.
It's a nice shot. That ball parked on it. Yeah. But everything is far enough away from Bernardo's pockets that if Frank gets him to the end rail, it's powerful. So he could skim off of the 10 ball, put the cue ball anywhere on the end rail, and Bernardo's got to make a hero shot to make a ball and get position. Not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying, Frank can make him bet the game. He doesn't have, I mean, even though it's a good shot, it's not a shot that just guarantees Bernardo an easy one in return. It might give him a shot. I don't see anything easy coming up. He could take a foul. This is a good shot. 2 rails under that ball. Ticky it. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't matter. He could have taken a foul there anyway. This is a good spot to be in. Frank is happy to pay that ball. Bernardo is probably going to try and hit the edge, the right-hand edge of the cue ball, and hit the edge of the 11. Try and get it a little closer to his hole, and gently nudge the cue ball up over to the side rail where you would want it if you broke the balls. That is what I would do. That's why he's getting the bridge. So about the second or third diamond, 2.5 diamonds. Okay, little low, which gives Frank more options than what would have been ideal, but But again, the basic principles of one pocket, on the rail, doubled up, manipulating a ball ever closer to your pocket, just promoting pawns, applying pressure, waiting for your opponent to make a mistake. Looks like he's going to kick. No, he's going to fan. But in doing so, he has given up a good bank. You got to bank the you can bank the 11 ball here with outside spin, go towards the middle diamond, and then come back towards the 13 and 3 ball. This is a good shot right here. There you go. Not too much draw. See, we know the whole. Why draw the ball? If you have to draw the ball, it already means you're overcutting it.
Yeah, the first time I go in the game, you know what we're doing? No. Playing 9 ball. You don't make any ball.
Well, it was all a trick. Now Bernardo's got a shot on the 2, and if he wants to hit it ballsy, he can hit it hard enough to where the balls go across. Okay, he's going to play the conservative shot. Scott Frost would have hit the 2 in hard enough for the balls to go to the other side and back over with draw to come back out. But on this table, I don't know if he would have done that. This table plays so tough that the odds of making that ball, that kind of speed and spin, I know.
And then after I lost 27 games, so I said I almost quit. He said, no. I said, now, from now on, you can... You have to make all 9 balls belong to 9.
Not bad. But, you know, this is, I mean, honestly, not good at all. I want to be charitable to the fact that he made a pretty good shot, but not that good. Because not only does Frank have a shot, but he's got an angle to get safe. And if he makes the ball, he's gonna be on something.
The best player in the world. He's the best wrestler. I doubt he can beat me.
Is it possible that neither of them see the 13 ball? Makes no sense.
That's what one pocket is about. All this theory, it doesn't seem much. That's the same with strictly. There's a lot of things that doesn't seem
Worst possible roll there when you hit the point.
a lot harder. Always we have to accept that you cannot run so many things. So if you want to run 100 score, you have to go back.
Well, if Frank senses enough weakness to pull yeah. So Frank's got 3, he's going to need 5. I'm pretty surprised. Not to take anything away from Frank, it's just I'm surprised by Bernardo's choices, given his ability to execute and his knowledge of the game.
story about the way somebody lost money and changed the table. So now when you know the table the hockey is played. So when he did the break in the 7th, the other guy came back. He didn't know that the other guy secretly changed the table because so he got somebody overnight, changed everything. And then when the viewers came in, he said, oh, something's different. We realized something was different. But when the guy pledged $100,000, $10,000 cash in front of him.
Well, definitely a makeable bank. Potential for a kiss here. Low potential. Just got to twirl it a little bit. That's in. And this is a makeable ball, but this is a hard shot. I like just lagging this ball in. Outside spin, come up, maybe you get a shot on the 3, maybe you leave him blocked on the 3. That's great. No, sir. Well, I don't think he has much to shoot at, if anything. He can pretty much just take that 3 ball out and put him up against the 4. Ah, look at that. I don't think I like that. But I guess he's keeping balls down in play, which means if he gets a shot, it's still down there. So if that was his motive, that's pretty sharp.
So is that thing is
Pretty nice. We have nice tables. We have some Lotus gloves. We paid our own. Nice table.
On cue? Which place?
Oh, it's a senior center. Senior center.
Oh, okay, nice.
We've got decent tables. Most senior centers have just regular old bang-up tables. We have nice tables. Global. Simona's cloth.
That's a big shot right there. Keeps the pressure on. Of course, the 7, 8, 9 still favor Frank, but
on a Sunday?
Sunday we open from 12 to 4. We get a pretty good group in there. I'm always inviting people.
I know, you should. That's how human beings should be.
Oh yes, of course. And we get it all national.
I have a comment of the company.
Really?
I'm a statistician. So I know how to calculate the odds. And then it's 100% correct in the last one.
That's quite a talent.
No, it's not time, it's study.
Study. Not just anybody can do it.
Well, of course, we don't know the basics of the theory and student, but if they understand the basics of the theory.
How would you have calculated this game?
Oh, this is not part of calculating.
That's different.
This is completely different. For example, is skill. So it is not something that you can calculate. You cannot calculate that guy is skilled in the last game. He lost because he's his skill. If he didn't skill, he would still become the first skill. But they are both very good players and they're not going to get the game so easy. If you and me play, the game would be over in 5 minutes, right? We're not that good. I'm not that good.
And Bernardo's on the board and possibly off to the races. I think it's a little tricky to use the 4-ball to run into the group, but I mean the 1-ball would have given him the right energy to run into it and get a shot, but you know he had to play the nuts. You know you can't go missing the ball right after you get your first shot. That was pretty sporty. Got a shot on the 3, kept an angle. He's got an angle to get on the 2. Oh, this guy's ready to play. Well, he was right though. I mean, what was he bet getting maybe he only bet 1 ball on that. I don't know what his plan was, but so he's looking at fanning the 9, not disturbing anything, and of course, before you do that, you better make sure that that 7-8 doesn't go in or throw in. I got a feeling it throws in. Huh. That's what I say.
So America has 1/6 at least of the American movie. Now that's not good for the society, but you can't change races on it. Because slavery existed for more than 300 years. American slavery. Other types of slavery have existed. But American type of rampant racism is only
I turned my head for a second, so that's surprising. So I guess that means, well, this game could get pretty close here. He's got to make this 7, get on the 8, get an angle on the 8 to where he can, oh, look at that. That's even smarter than I thought of. Actually, I take that back. I don't like leaving those 2 balls lined up there like that because they can't go in Bernardo's pocket. And they both go in Frank's.
But Donald Trump can afford it. This is how you calculate.
Listen, Donald Trump's chances are 0 because we have what's called an electoral college. It doesn't matter what the popular vote is. The electoral college gets to decide.
It's not 0. It's 1 in a future.
Okay. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I know what a Google and Googleplex are too. 10 to the power of 100.
10 to the power
Of 100.
It's not 0. Don't say 0. So this is how you calculate it. You rate 1 to 10. The lowest of those is going to be like moving up in the bar and just
I would rearrange that 10-2. You know what? Excuse me, the 9-2. That 9 might play off the 2 at Bernardo's pocket, and the 2 ball might play 2 rails, and I would play the cue ball up towards a 15. That's fine, too. There was a chance he could have sold a ball out if he'd have hit the other side, but I think if he'd have hit the other side, he'd have had both balls going towards his pocket. This could go wrong if oh, okay. I thought he was trying to hit the 2, and if he had hit the 2 and hit it hard enough to get it around, he could have hit the 15 and made it a 3-railer instead of a 2-railer. So I definitely agree that the 9 ball was the right one to play. I mean, he wasn't even playing to get it near the pocket, just wanted it on his side of the table. But King Kong might have a 2-railer here, but the 2 ball becomes pocketable. That's not me. Now you cut that 2 ball, fan it, and all you do is play the cue ball down there by the 7 or the 9 if you can. I don't know if it lays quite right. For those of you who are enjoying the mariachi music in the background, I think you just follow this ball and take it out. Yeah, there you go. Oh no, that ball's coming back to his pocket. You better hope he gets a kiss. Nope. Oh. Still left the bank. But that's the risk of that shot. You know, some tables, I think like on new cloth, it's easy to follow the cue ball back to the rail. On older cloth, it's harder to make the cue ball follow to the rail after it hits the rail. And so when you hit it hard enough to get that follow action, you've also hit it hard enough to 4-rail the object ball.
And they are totally legal. Of course, when they come back home to the in the entire US history, there has been one case where the guy was supposed to vote for one party, when he get there, he voted for the opposite party.
Yeah, he can go just before the 8 ball here, with inside, and come back across the other side of the table. There it is. That's a good shot. He could have hit it with more inside, but on the other side of the table. But he did the important part. He got the cue ball on the rail. Now he's got to bet on whether the table rolls straight. Kicking can just always go wrong. Yeah, he left him a bank. That's a good bank. Now, I think you follow the 8 ball. So, oh, okay, you 3-rail the 15. Yeah, that makes more sense. Little in. What? What? Are you serious? It doesn't make any sense. He had a 3-railer on that ball. Hits it with inside. He brings the cue ball over to the other side rail, and he might have made the ball. Ball laid perfect for it. Well, Frank can slice this ball, and the only thing that can go wrong is if you undercut it, really, or if you whiff the whole ball. I mean, you'd rather whiff the ball than hit it thick. Yeah, that's good too. Looks like that 9. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That 9-7 looked like it was pointing at Bernardo's pocket. As far as I can tell, Frank's going to have to make a combo unless he can shoot right at the 7. If the 7 fits past the 8, it's going to be tight. Yeah, okay. Good match. I'm about halfway to falling asleep, you guys. I'm sorry if I got a little boring there at the end. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you very much for listening.